Imagine staring into the night sky, witnessing the moon or the sun slowly disappearing. This phenomenon, known as an eclipse, has both fascinated and mystified humanity for centuries. An eclipse, in its most basic form, is the obscuring of one celestial body by another. In the case of a solar eclipse, the moon comes between the Earth and the sun, casting a shadow over the Earth. Conversely, during a lunar eclipse, the Earth stands between the sun and the moon, causing the Earth's shadow to fall on the moon. Astrologically, eclipses hold a deeper significance. They are seen as times of profound transformation, playing pivotal roles in shaping our destinies. In Vedic astrology, the nodes Rahu and Ketu, known as the North and South nodes in Western astrology, are the cosmic forces that cause eclipses. Rahu, symbolizing our desires, swallows the sun or the moon, leading to an eclipse. On the other hand, Ketu, representing our past karma, is considered the tail of the dragon that Rahu is. The interplay of these celestial bodies during an eclipse signifies a time when darkness rises. The luminaries, the sun and the moon, are obscured, and their light is blocked. This is not a time of fear but a period of immense energy and potential. However, it's essential to approach this time with caution. While the high energy levels make it an excellent time for meditation and introspection, viewing an eclipse directly is traditionally advised against. The heightened energy can be overwhelming and potentially harmful. Instead, we can use this time to turn inwards, harnessing the power of the eclipse to fuel our spiritual growth and personal evolution. Eclipses are potent times, both astronomically and astrologically. They are celestial events that have the power to reshape our lives and our world. They are times of darkness and light, of endings and beginnings, and of transformation and growth. Now that you understand what an eclipse is and its astrological significance, let's dive into the upcoming solar and lunar eclipses. On the night of March 24th, 25, a penumbral lunar eclipse will grace our skies. This event will be visible across the American continent, much of Europe, Western Africa, the Arctic and Antarctic regions, East Asia, and Eastern Central Australia. A penumbral lunar eclipse, for those unfamiliar with the term, occurs when the Earth comes between the Sun and the Moon, casting a faint shadow, or penumbra, on the Moon. This shadow is so soft that it might be difficult to notice unless you're really looking for it. But don't let its subtlety fool you. Astrologically speaking, this eclipse is a potent event. In the realm of astrology, lunar eclipses are seen as times of great revelation and change. They're like full moons but on steroids. They amplify emotions, bring matters to a head, and often mark significant endings or transitions. This penumbral lunar eclipse is in the sign of Virgo, a sign associated with health, healing, work, and daily routines. This could mean that issues around these themes may bubble to the surface, demanding our attention. Now let's get into timings. The eclipse begins at around 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, reaching its maximum at about 3 in the morning, before wrapping up by 5:30. So if you're in the right part of the world and are willing to stay up late or wake up super early, you might catch a glimpse of this celestial event. But remember, in many cultures, it's considered inauspicious to gaze directly upon an eclipse. Why, you ask? Well, the luminaries, the sun and the moon, are being obscured and light is being blocked. It's a time when darkness rises, so it's seen as a time to turn inward, to meditate and reflect, rather than to look outward. While a lunar eclipse can be a time of emotional upheaval, it is also a time for reflection and growth. Now, let's turn our attention to the upcoming solar eclipse. On April 8th, a total solar eclipse will occur, primarily visible over North America and part of Western Europe. A total solar eclipse takes place when the moon, in its new moon phase, aligns perfectly between the Earth and the Sun. This alignment results in the moon completely blocking the sun's light, casting a shadow over certain parts of our planet. Now, what does this mean from an astrological perspective? Astrologically, solar eclipses are seen as times of intense energy and change. The sun, a symbol of our ego and identity, is obscured, leading to a period of introspection and a focus on our inner selves. The upcoming solar eclipse in April in particular is expected to be a time of sudden shifts and transformations. As the daylight dims, it's as if a cosmic reset button has been pressed, providing an opportunity for us to let go of old patterns and set new intentions. It's important to note that these changes may not always be comfortable. They can be disruptive, unsettling, and sometimes even chaotic. But remember, it's through these challenges that we often find our greatest opportunities for growth. In terms of global impact, countries directly under the path of the total solar eclipse, like parts of North America and Western Europe, may experience heightened energy shifts. Historically, regions impacted by total solar eclipses have sometimes witnessed natural calamities or large-scale societal changes around the time of a solar eclipse. However, it's crucial not to view these potential occurrences with fear. Instead, see them as part of the broader cosmic play, the grand dance of the universe. They're reminders of our interconnectedness with the cosmos and the cyclical nature of life itself. The solar eclipse is a powerful celestial event that can bring about unexpected changes and new beginnings. But remember, these changes can also lead to growth and transformation. Countries impacted especially by the total solar eclipse are likely to experience natural calamities like earthquakes and floods, or other large-scale issues like war, protests, or political turmoil. Eclipses, particularly solar ones, have a profound impact on our world. They stir up the energy fields, causing ripples that can be felt far and wide. Historically, they've been associated with significant events. For instance, the solar eclipse of August 2011 coincided with the onset of the Arab Spring, a series of anti-government protests, uprisings, and armed rebellions across the Middle East. Similarly, the solar eclipse of July 2019 was followed by a series of earthquakes in California, the strongest in 2 decades. It's not to say that every solar eclipse leads to disaster, but the correlation suggests that these cosmic events can trigger profound shifts on our planet. Now, this might sound a tad alarming, but remember, these events serve as catalysts for change. They shake up the status quo, often paving the way for new beginnings. At times, these changes may be challenging, but they also offer opportunities for growth and transformation. But what can we do when an eclipse is on the horizon? Well, the first step is awareness. Being mindful of these cosmic events and their potential impact can help us prepare better. Whether it's double-checking emergency plans or being a little more cautious during these periods, every bit counts. Moreover, it's essential to remember that while these events may have a broad impact, their effects can also be personal. Eclipses can be times of introspection, of looking within and assessing what needs to change. They can be periods of personal growth, where we let go of old patterns and embrace new ways of being. So, while the specter of natural calamities or social upheavals might loom large during these periods, it's crucial to remember the other side of the coin. Eclipses are not just harbingers of change, they are reminders of the cyclical nature of life itself. While eclipses can bring about significant changes on a global scale, they are also opportunities for growth and transformation. Eclipses are fascinating celestial events that have both scientific and astrological significance. We've journeyed together through the fascinating world of eclipses, exploring their mechanisms, their astrological importance, and their potential impacts. Let's take a moment to recap what we've discovered. Eclipses, both solar and lunar, are celestial spectacles that occur when the Sun, Moon, and Earth align in a straight line. Their occurrence is deeply intertwined with the nodes of the Moon, Rahu and Ketu, that are often depicted as dragons in ancient astrology. As the luminaries are eclipsed, darkness ascends, making it an auspicious time for deep meditation and introspection. In the coming weeks, we'll witness a penumbral lunar eclipse on March 24th to 25th, casting its shadow across the American continent, much of Europe, and Western Africa. Even the frosty regions of the Arctic and Antarctic, along with East Asia and Eastern Central Australia, will experience this celestial event. Shortly after, a total solar eclipse will occur on April 8th, predominantly over North America and parts of Western Europe. Eclipses, especially solar ones, can have a profound impact on the countries experiencing them. They might trigger natural calamities like earthquakes and floods, or lead to large-scale societal upheavals like wars, protests, or political turmoil. Astrologically, eclipses are transformative periods. They can bring about significant changes, open new paths, and offer opportunities for personal growth. However, they can also stir up tumultuous energies, making it essential to approach them with mindfulness and serenity. As we navigate through these eclipses, remember that they are not just astronomical events, but opportunities for personal growth and transformation. They remind us that even in the darkest of times, light will eventually return. They're a testament to the cyclical nature of life and the universe. Thank you for joining us on this celestial journey. May your path be illuminated by the stars, and may you find the strength and wisdom to embrace whatever changes these eclipses may bring.